Hi, I'm Lockie from Chromacoder, and I'm just going to show you through the basics of using the drum kit. So the first thing I'll show you is the hub here, the music room hub. So obviously here you choose which MIDI port music room will send notes to. You can launch the music room and get the instructions here for install. But the other thing important for drums is the kick pedal input here. So here you choose which sound card in you want to use for triggers. So there was another video where I showed you the kick pedal, the KP65 that I'm using. You can use a Roland or a Yamaha or any kick trigger for it, or you can just use any pair of headphones or a mic that you feel like stepping on. If you just grab one from a dollar shop, those will be fine. I have a pair of headphones here, which I can step on, and you see I can get velocity out of them. Step gently or step hard. And I also have my actual kick pedal, which works nicely as well. So yeah, range of options depending on what you want to do for getting kick pedals in. So you just choose your sound card there. So you see I'm running the ASIO one. That's got it has very good latency, so it's a good choice. And I've chosen which mic inputs from my sound card I want to use. Yeah, you can scroll through this list if you got others. So now I'm going to jump into VR and headset on and show you the basics of the drum kit. So, alright, here we go. So if we look up, you can see we have the Ludwig sound set selected in the big Bitwig control-y panel. And we have the Ludwig kit layout, so you can have you can play a sound set with a different actual layout. So you have that layout selected. So the things I'm going to show you first is, so we can cross stick. So if you want to play reggae kind of style grooves or anything like that, cross stick. And you see here it says on these rimshot, so normal snare hit, and then if you press them in, you can rimshot. Okay, so you notice that cymbals obviously sound different in different parts. The bell of the ride there, and the bow and the edge of the ride. Again, I mentioned this in a previous video, but there's the hi-hat button on one and the filter, which controls any effects you've got set up. So you set up your effects and map them in Bitwig, so they control the macros. Alright, so this one, close and open the hi-hat, changes these ones change the kits, the buttons on the left touchpad. So the other things to show, so you can choke on any of these, choke the cymbals by pressing the button that has a picture of a hand grabbing a cymbal on it. So the way you do that is you just hit, and then on the next you press down the button and hit again. And you can choke with the opposite hand if you want as well. So you can do those, or you can choke with the same hand. You just press, hit, press. If you press and hit without having sounded anything first, it just makes no sound. I'm thinking about changing that to make an instant kind of choke sound, but I haven't quite decided on that one yet. If you think that'd be useful, feel free to tell me. So there's choking those, and then again, rim shots we play. Obviously there's the buttons we mentioned before, like clap, and the effects. So the other thing I'm going to show is, so this is using our provided sound sets, the Ludwig and Pearl ones that we provide. I'll now try selecting BFD3. So if you've got some other drum software, for example BFD3, you can do some other cool stuff with this. For example, we have fully continuous hi-hat control. So as you press in the trigger, if it's halfway in, you get halfway open hats. If it's fully in, you get... So it's got all of those variations. It's not just on or off. It's fully in between. And the sound is different for tip hits and shank hits. So now I'm hitting with the shank of the stick. You'll see it's it's a different sound to when I'm hitting with the tip of the stick. The shank hits are quite different. So yeah, it's got those tip and shank kind of sounds there. And we also have positional sensing on the snare. So it sounds different depending on where you hit, if the synth can do that. And then rim shots again. And of course all the other things. On some of these synths, chokes sound quite nice too. You see, chokes sound good on this. So we can... Chokes sound quite nice there. And again, all these things still work. So yeah, that's the basic bits of the drum kit. So you've seen varying between the different kits. DW there for Ludwig kits. So yeah, obviously if you're using something like BFT, you'll have to map the full collection of drums if you want them all, and the cymbals. You can also obviously use one of the electronic kits or anything like that that's there as well. So that's the basics of the drums in the music room. Obviously, they mostly, you just look at the controller and it'll say what it does for most of the things. Obviously, some of them are just, you have to do it the way that seems obvious, like the cross-sticking. But yeah, that's the basics of drums in the music room.